Yeah, so good evening and welcome. If you're joining us from Accra, Ghana, or Nigeria, or Gambia, or Liberia, good evening to you because it's like 6 o'clock in Nigeria. But if you're listening to us also in Ghana, we thank you. Good afternoon to you in the US, and good evening to you in the UK. Today, what we're going to do is to expose you to high-paying skills and high-paying jobs around the world. So if you are in SHS, if you are in university, there's a trick that recently one of my mentors, Kwame Waja, is a lawyer and a senior broadcaster at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation (GBC). He called me up and he was telling me about how most of us in our generation have been kind of shortchanged. That when we were growing up, we didn't have access to data and information, so we didn't know which skills are the high-paying skills, which jobs are the high-paying skills, jobs. For instance, when we were growing up, most of us who didn't get admission to the universities were the ones who enrolled in teacher training colleges and nursing training colleges. Today, nursing is among the top-paying jobs around the world. So if you're in school, you no longer can belittle somebody who is studying nursing, because 5 years down the line, the person who is studying nursing today, if the person goes to maybe UK, US, Canada, or Norway, Finland, that person will make 3 times the money you ever make. That person can retire early. That person can enjoy life. And you probably will be carrying your titles around, doing big man, big woman level, and you get zero in your account. So today what we're going to do, Dr. Adade teaches in MIT, one of the prestigious, universities. He's lived in Massachusetts, where you have MIT, you have Harvard and all those schools. Like, he's in the middle of academia, and he's an IT expert. So Doc can tell us in Massachusetts the big universities there and how to get in there. But more importantly, he'll be here to tell you about the skills you should target. Which skills you should target, and look for those programs that you can do, that you can get good jobs, including the nursing that I've spoken about. So my name is Efia Pokia. Doc, good evening. Doc, good evening again.
Good evening, Efia.
Good. So I know you live in Massachusetts, and I was talking about MIT. Do you still teach there?
No, actually, the quick correction. I'm at Worcester State University.
Okay.
But that is also in Massachusetts.
Okay. Where you have MIT and Harvard and all those schools.
Right. Yeah, some of the biggest schools in the country, actually in the world, is in this area. This is an educational center.
Great. Now, you know how I started the introduction about how when we were growing up, we didn't get the benefit of knowledge. So we didn't know the high-paying skills, the high-paying jobs. And I was using nursing as an example, that when we were growing up, we kind of looked up down on people who were studying nursing and teacher training and all that. But today, nursing teaching is among the highest paying skills. I know in the US, in Canada, in UK. What in your skill, what would you say are the high paying jobs around the globe, as far as you are concerned?
First, hello again. I want to thank you for the opportunity, and also hello to your audience. Yes, there are some high-paying jobs that, as you said before, when we were growing up, you have to have a college degree. There are some high-paying jobs that do not even need a degree. But first, let me back up a little bit and talk about how you get to that point. Because when we were in school, or maybe even till today, there are certain areas you can specialize, even in high school, when you're in secondary education. We have arts, the arts discipline, we have our science, and then it's business and others. When you're choosing your subjects, make sure that you have a very good foundation in science. And I'll tell you why. I mean, you can study anything you want, anything that pleases you. However, if you have a good foundation in science, you can change to any other area later on if you want. Okay, you can change to become a historian. You can change to become anything, any area, any other area. But if you don't have a sound science foundation, you cannot reverse it. The reverse is not true. Let's say, for example, if you study liberal arts in high school and you want to go to medical school later, it's next to impossible unless you start with all the foundation sciences from chemistry, physics, biology, all over again. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way for you.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So if it's a
Mm-hmm.
good idea to make sure that at least you have a good foundation in the science subjects, meaning math, physics, chemistry, biology. Even if you're not
Mm-hmm.
interested in science, it's good to have a good foundation, and then you can branch off to any other area that you want. You know, every area has a purpose, and there's
Mm.
and I think we're not. I'm not trying to devalue any area. It's just that everyone goes by their own interest. But if you want to
Mm-hmm.
have opportunities, broad opportunities, then I
Mm-hmm.
think it's good to get a good foundation.
So your advice will be to the parents and the guardians whose wards are in SHS to do science as the foundation, because it gives you a
As a
broader,
foundation.
it gives you more flexibility and broader foundation to. Because I have a mate, Naomi. Naomi is did biochemistry in tech, and she's now a lawyer. So
Exactly.
what you're saying is very true. There are people who
Exactly.
have my I have a classmate, Mr. Santi, is a big man at GMPC. Because he has a science background. He did law later on, but he's
Exactly.
in petrochemical engineering.
Right. You can always branch off to anything that interests you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have a solid foundation in science, it's very, very difficult when you want to broaden your horizon later on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
when you're choosing your subject at that level, it's very important. If you look at even the current education minister,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dr. Buchum, he
Educhum.
emphasizes science, STEM education, and for a good reason. And this is the reason why that we need to emphasize STEM education. If you compare Ghana to other countries, advanced countries, for instance, or India, or Thailand, or any other Singapore, any other Asian countries that are more or less advanced in science and computers, that's what they did. When they at some
Mm-hmm.
point India decided to make sure that they educate a lot of scientists.
Mm-hmm.
They did that, and they specialize in all kinds of ways: computer science, computer engineering, cybersecurity. Now, even here in the U.S., we need them. Every year, we import a lot of Indians, computer scientists, to come here and help us because they have the skills. Okay, so
Okay.
it's about broadening your horizon.
Okay. So, but no, we'll go more into the IT field, which is your area, because I wrote something on LinkedIn. And I was asking why Ghana, like most African countries, are not even taking advantage of these young people we have who are doing cyber fraud and all that. We could import a lot of these IT jobs, because I hear the IT area is one of the high paying jobs around the world, especially in your place, the US.
It is one of the high-paying areas in the world. And again, you don't need a degree to get into IT. That's the secret
You don't
in
need
this.
a degree to
You don't
get
need a
into IT.
degree. Okay. One of the biggest
Wow.
areas is software development.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the high-paying areas.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, and in Ghana, I think Google is the one that set up a shop for people to learn how to code.
Mm-hmm.
Just learn how to code with, again, a very good background in science. You can easily learn the algorithm, the things that you need to know about software development.
Okay.
That is an area that I employ people in my department, IT department, without a degree. They have a technical
In your
background.
department, you employ people who don't have a degree, but
Who don't have a
they
degree. All they
wow.
have is something like a certificate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a computer programming or
Mm-hmm.
certificate in network engineering, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. No 4-year degree, and they're making very good money. I'm talking some of them are averaging $80,000 a year with no degrees. I think it's a very
Wow.
good pay.
This
Another
is what
area is
Kwame
also
Wajan was talking about, that you spend less amount of years in school, but you make more money. You can
yes,
retire early and you can live a comfortable life. So IT
right,
is one area you advise young people to study.
right. And the reason is simple. It's a high demand area. We need people. We just can't have enough people to be in that area. It's very, very high demand. As we speak now, there's something coming up. I'm sure your audience has heard it. AI, artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is an area that is growing beyond everyone's imagination. And it's an area that we need to have programmers, people who can code and get involved in that. So it's still growing. The sky is the limit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. So IT is the future. If you want a good paying job, IT. How about nursing? Once
It's,
you
it's,
started with the
it's
go
one of
on.
them. IT is one of them.
One of them. Okay.
The other one is nursing.
Mm-hmm.
Nursing is again the same thing. Here in the US, your degree is required. I mean, I know in some places you don't need a degree. You need to go to nursing school, be certified as a nurse. There's one called CNA,
CNA.
certified nursing assistants.
Uh-huh.
That is, they assist the nurse in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
in this health area, and they also make very good, decent money without a college degree, And then, I know I'm not discouraging people to go to college, but the thing is, I know some people, it's not within their financial means. If you can't afford it, college is not cheap. So if you can't afford it, that is one way. You can also branch off to something like nursing and come out with a very high-paying, livable wage that you can enjoy yourself. And also another area is also real estate.
Real estate.
Real estate is
Okay.
another area. You don't need a degree. You have a certificate in real estate development or sales or any other area in real estate. It's also another area that is also growing. These are one of the reasons why the high paying, because of the growth area. The demand is there. Real estate is one of the best investments in the world. I'm sure you all know that if you put your money in there, in the next several years, it doubles almost, literally, it
Okay.
doubles your double. So there is also opportunities in real estate.
Okay, so please pay attention to what Dr. Dade is saying. Basically, these areas, he's mentioned IT. You don't really need a certificate, you can get a job. But if you have a college degree, or you have a university certificate, as we say, colleges are like universities. That's how we refer to them in Ghana. If you have something like that, it boosts you, but you really don't need a degree to get a job. They have high paying jobs. He says people are making an average of $80,000 a year. So pay attention. This, we didn't get this kind of information. I don't think that if we had this kind of information, like Kwame Waja is saying, you
Yeah.
spend 10 years in school for the same degree that somebody without a degree is getting 80,000 a year, and that's even the lowest level. Because those who do IT programming, even doing high level of IT work, make some people make even $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
Good money, good money. Nursing, good money. So the next time you think about looking down on a nursing student, think again. Because if the person finishes in Ghana and decides to work in Ghana, they'll still get a guaranteed job. But if they get to travel maybe to Canada, US, UK, Finland, Norway, they make 3 times, even as a nurse. So you may be laughing at the person at the wrong side of your mouth, because that person is making more than you, plus all your titles. The person is making more than you. But look, I think the problem with the IT and all these things is people find it difficult in getting to the UK market or the US market where you are. Let's take US. You are in the US market. Say if they have a certificate in IT from Ghana, would they get an IT job in the US?
Well, it depends. Again, you have to be. The main thing is make sure that you in the area where it's in demand, high demand.
Okay.
Okay. If you
Okay.
get a certificate, go in an area that is in high demand. Once you get it, yes, there are some visa programs for workers. We bring
Okay.
in, especially in India, we bring in Indians almost every year to help with these things.
Mm-hmm.
One area, specific area that is in high demand is what I just mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
AI. There's also, I'm sure you've seen these electric driverless cars that do not have
Yeah, the Elon
drivers in it.
Musk vehicles.
Right. Because
Mm-hmm.
those are also another area that if you know how to code to make sure that, these cars can drive around the streets with no one in it. And it's all computer programming, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
with no one in it. That is one area. Anywhere you locate it in the world, you can get a job here in the US if you have
Mm-hmm.
that kind of skill. So if you see a course somewhere, in these days, you don't even have to go to a place to take a course. You can take a course online.
Mm-hmm.
There's a MIT has free courses online. Actually, if you Google MIT free courses, all their courses they put it online for free.
Oh,
For free.
MIT.
MIT has free courses online. Just Google it.
Oh, okay.
Google free courses at
Mm-hmm.
MIT, free online
Mm-hmm.
courses at MIT.
Mm-hmm.
That they something that gift they're giving to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can take it anywhere in the world, you can register and take that course and get certified. I think you have an opportunity.
Okay, please pay attention to what Doc is also saying. MIT. If you go to the website of MIT, they have free IT courses you can do. And if you have an MIT certificate, Masa, that is a bronya for you. That is Lotto. That is bingo for you. So check out MIT. Look for their free courses online. Do the course, get a certificate, and use the certificate to go wherever you want to go. So pay attention. Doc has already mentioned nursing, and even if you are not okay to write the NCLEX exams? Doc, I'll come to you. I want us to answer the questions, but I also want us to answer questions about the certification, because I know in the US you do a lot of these certification, which is one of the things that Ghana is, grappling with, which is the teachers are asking that we cancel the licensure exams. But I know you're in the US, they do a lot of licenses. You need that. The
Yeah.
NCLEX is one of the licensing nurses. Do the CNA people need licenses to work as well?
If you come in here, you need that which you just mentioned for nurses. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you need that. You need that. That's one of the requirements. We had a meeting with one of the regional chamber of commerce. We had a meeting with one of the leaders here in Massachusetts, the medical leaders. He's the president of University of Massachusetts Medical School, Memorial Hospital. That's a hospital attached to the medical school.
Okay.
And he mentioned he has an interest. He mentioned he has hundreds of openings for nurses, but he can use some nurses from Ghana, but he wants those with that certification.
Oh, okay. Doc, say that again. Which organization is that?
It's UMass, University of Massachusetts.
They
UMass
need
Memorial.
nurses.
They need nurses.
And they
UMass
want
Memorial
nurses
Hospital.
from Ghana, but it has to be those with the NCLEX certification.
Right. You need that NCLEX certification before you even apply. But yes, they do. UMass Memorial and several other ones. This is since the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been many people in the medical field that retired or left for whatever reason. So there are lots of openings, and then anytime we meet with any of those people in the medical field, that's what they tell us, that they just can't fill enough, not find enough people to fill the positions.
Okay.
So but you need that certification, even if you have if you have a registered a registered nurse or degree in nursing, make sure that you get that NCLEX certification as well.
Doc, are you aware of anywhere maybe if they can take the NCLEX online? If is there like the MIT one where the IT people could acquire their certificates online? Do you know whether the nurses can do something like that or online?
From what I understand, it's only organized by a group in South Africa. For Africans, the test centers, it's only from South Africa. There may be an effort to put, have some in Ghana. And then, some of the officials that came here during this meeting I just mentioned talked about that. But it's only organized by a group in South Africa.
Okay.
So if you want
So
to
you are
take
working hard to make sure that at least people can take the exams in Ghana.
Right.
That's what the group is doing. Okay.
Because as soon as you told us that is the prerequisite, the requirement, I said, well, how do we get Ghanaians to take it? And then that's when someone mentioned that it's in South Africa, and they should be working on something to see if you can get a test center in Ghana.
Okay. Well, before even they do that, they try to get the test center in Ghana. South Africa has given Ghanaians, visa free, entry into South Africa.
Okay.
So if you are a nurse, pay attention. Doc is saying that, for instance, in a state, Massachusetts, they need hundreds of nurses. They have vacancies in their hospital because a lot of the nurses there have retired. And so they want to recruit Ghanaian nurses. They know how good they are. All right. But you have to have the license, the same license we are running away from in Ghana. You need to get the NCLEX license before they can employ you in the US. So now that South Africa has given us free entry into South Africa, if you're a Ghanaian, you can go to South Africa, write the NCLEX, and if you pass, that becomes your passport. Doc is saying they will employ you. And you, like he says, it's one of the high-paying jobs. Apart from the IT, that Doc is saying that even the IT, you can earn as as low as 80,000 to as more as over 100,000 or even 200,000 in a year. That's good money. So nursing is sometimes even twice what the IT people are getting. It's also a high-paying nurse. So go to South Africa, write the exams. But he says they are working on an arrangement so that we can take the NCLEX exams in Ghana. But until then, if I were you and they've told me that this is a high-paying job, I'll find my place to South Africa, write the exams, and use that licensure exams as your license to work. Doc.
And the reason is that if you come here as a nurse, you can stay here for about maybe 3 years. Okay. Get the experience, maybe even specialize, go in a specialized field. And then while you're earning some money, you've been earning money to help yourself and your family, get the experience. And then when you go back to Ghana, you can use that experience to also expand your horizon. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, so Doc is saying that get the experience, acquire the knowledge, and then you can go back to Ghana and help Ghana.
Right.
And if you make the money, who knows? You can be the next person building the next hospital. I mean, as a third world country, we can get all the help we need. In terms of hospital facilities and all that, especially in the regions, in the towns and all that. These days, there are big towns springing up with the creation of 16 regions in Ghana, and that's good money for you. If you work for 3 years, make enough money, build a hospital or build a clinic,
Mhm.
that bingo, that's good money for you. Doc, are there any other areas or skills that are high paying? I've heard about plumbing, I've heard about carpentry, and when we were growing up, we didn't even give those jobs or those skills any importance. But I hear in the US, to be a plumber, you make very good, they call them handymen. They make good money because it's if you get a plumber to your house one day, that's a huge amount of money. So how
Yeah.
about carpentry, plumbing, those handyman kind of skills? Are there any
Yeah.
information that you can share with us on that?
Plumbing is also a very high paying area for this
Plumbing, eh?
country. Yes, it's also high paying. And also carpentry. Carpentry is also high paying, but this is my idea about carpentry. When you're in Ghana and you're interested in something like carpentry,
Mhm,
study the trade,
mhm,
just learn how to do the carpentry, and then you start your own business.
mhm,
I would like to encourage young people to think about starting their own business as opposed to, I've got a certificate or degree and I'm looking for a
mhm.
job. I'll give you
Okay.
something. Let me tell you a short story. There's a gentleman in a program here, TV station called MSNBC, that
Mhm,
does a program. And every now and then he comes on and he says he's collecting money to go build furniture,
mhm,
classroom furniture for students, school children in Malawi.
mhm,
And my thinking is, why should somebody from the US go to Malawi to build furniture for schools when we have the best trees in the world? The carpenters that can't find jobs. Okay. If someone can just maybe have a small shop and go to these schools and say, listen, I can make you these chairs at a discount because I'm sure it's going to be much cheaper than here, you know,
mm,
and I can make you these chairs. And then before you know, other schools will be coming in with orders. I like the idea, do this for instead of, he was saying that he went to Malawi and the people were sitting under a tree studying.
mhm,
I said, why should we be putting ourselves in this situation when we have trees, Wawa or Doom, the best, in the world, growing all over the place? Then come and tell this guy from here
mhm,
to make his chairs. Take the idea, study the trade, and set up your own business.
mhm,
Go to your village and say, listen, I can finish this whole classroom at this price.
mhm,
I'm sure people will be interested. You can
mm,
explain the same idea to hospitals. I'm sure I'm here.
mhm.
I've heard this. Hospitals, no beds, you know. And again, there are trees and carpenters, languishing all over the place with no jobs to do.
Mhm,
Sometimes you have to, think about how we improve ourselves by ourselves. That is my recommendation, anyways. When you get the trade, even plumbing, after you do the plumbing, it doesn't take much. Go to the city hall, go to the government KCC or whoever does the certification,
mhm.
and register a name. Say I want to
Okay.
be Frank's Plumbing,
Mhm,
and then put the word out there, advertise. I'm sure you help that person to also advertise on your station, on
mm,
your
mm,
show.
mm,
Advertise. This is your local plumber. I can come in and build, insert plumbing in your brand new home, or if something is broken, I can
mhm.
help you out. Before you know, you're expanding all over the place.
Yeah,
These are some
yeah.
of the things that our young people should be thinking about.
Mm,
Starting your
mm.
own business.
And I think last week we spoke about community colleges in the US for those who are doing plumbing and carpentry. Doc says these are high paying jobs. Now, if your intention is to get into the US market, some of these community colleges have online programs you can do. So it's carpentry, but they have online courses. So you can apply for some of these online courses, and the community colleges even have courses that have tuition free. You don't pay for it because they are community colleges, and the states give funding for those courses. So the state already pays for those courses. You get a certificate. So imagine if you have a certificate from ATTC in Ghana, and then you have maybe another certificate from one of these community colleges. You attach to it. Even when you're bidding for a job in Ghana, your value will go up rather than somebody who has just a certificate in Ghana because their whole outlook and thinking is just Ghana. You have a certificate from a community college in US or maybe a polytechnic in London. The UK schools, polytechnics are also very good. you know, and once you have different exposures, it adds to your value. So focus on what Doc is saying. This is very good information. I wish we had all this information when we were growing up. I would have gladly done plumbing and made all the money that now they are making. Somebody is asking a question. Doc, I want us to answer the questions that they are sending. Somebody asked a question about truck. I have a cousin who drives a truck in Nashville, Tennessee, and this guy makes a ton of money. The last time he bought another house, he drives a truck. He drives a truck. He drives like what we have in these cargo truck drivers in Ghana. They drive from the harbor to Kumasi or maybe Techima, then Techima to Burkina to Niger, Niger to Mali. They don't make as much money as my cousin I'm talking about, who drives sometimes from New York to Nashville, Nashville to Florida, and drives back. And he makes good money. So gone were those days. You know, I want to say this in tree. When you know, we thought, oh, be a driver, driver there. Even when a girl is going to get married, and they say, oh, why driver? Why driver there? Oh, why? Now drivers are making good money. You salute them in the US. A driver who drives a truck, you will not get. They make good money, very good money. So we are disabusing our minds of all those, you know, we say in Ghana, Bejimi bread thinking that we had. Now we're moving forward. Their skills are making good money for people. Doc has told you about IT.
Yeah. I think there's a lesson learned here, what you just said, you know, and that is, you're right. If someone driving trucks in Ghana, we look down on that person. We need to change that mindset. If this person who is saying that his brother is in Tennessee driving a truck, if that person was in Ghana, I bet you he would not be driving a truck. If you ask him to tell him to go drive a truck, he tell me driving a truck. But he comes to the US and he's willfully, you know, driving a truck because he wants to, you know, make money and pay for his ways and feed his family. Okay. So we need to also have the same mindset in Ghana. You know, there is no such thing as a bad job. If you have a skill and you want to work, that's all that's necessary. You know, if you want to, if you're the ladies, the girls, if you're going to marry a guy, regardless of what he does, I think as long as he's paying the bills and taking care of the family, that's the main thing. You know, he has a house that he pay for, he comes in and there's pay for the food. I think that's all you need, you know. So we have to also change the mindset. The lesson here, I think, is to have a different mindset and not look down on certain jobs. You know, drivers and truck drivers, taxi car drivers, the same thing. You know, if your person is working, he needs respect or she needs respect.
Yeah. Because, Doc, as you are saying, in Uber, we disregard people who drive Uber in Ghana. But I know somebody who, when the banking sector crisis came, a friend of mine took some money that he got from work where they laid them off, bought one Uber. And this is even Ghana. Bought one Uber. And now he has 10 Ubers. He drives one and he's giving 9 of them to other people. He has a tracker in all the Uber and he's making good money. In the US, I have my friends of mine who were journalists who came to the US and are driving Uber and they make fantastic money from driving Uber. Fantastic money, Doc. They make fantastic money from driving Uber in the US.
You're right.
You know, so we can't continue with this step. Sorry to say, stupid thinking. Well, with this job, I want this. You will be wearing your tie with coins in your account. Focus on the information we're giving you. Pay attention to what Doc is saying. Look for the skill set that are high-paying skills. Forget about what perception. When the money comes into your account, perception will not be your problem.
Exactly.
It is the money that you need to pay your bills.
Exactly.
Life is very important. He says plumbing. He says IT, coding, even simple data in the US, simple data entry jobs. You know, data entry. You are just entering data. People are making $60,000 a year. Data entry. A lot of these people work from home. And these are the jobs that I'm talking to the Education Minister, Dr. Duchum. We need to attract a lot of these data entry jobs to Ghana. And a lot of people can do it from home. And if you're making 60, even if we're making 30,000 in Ghana level, Masa, it's a lot of money. So, Doc, let's go into answering the questions that
before you go, tell Dr. Duchum that there's people here. You can tell him my name. You know, he knows me.
Oh, I'll introduce you to him.
Who wants to make sure that we bring some of those data entry jobs in Ghana? Okay.
Doc, you have made my day with this. In
Yeah.
fact, the first call I make to Dr. Educhum will be this one, that you are interested in bringing the data entry jobs to Ghana.
Wonderful.
Doc, can you imagine if we have even 1,000, or even if we get 5,000 young, the boys who are in mile 7 and the other areas in my area in Spinters and all that, Accra and Temasha, who are doing cyber things. If we get even 1,000 or 5,000 of them to get these data entry jobs, and they even make $1,000 a month, Doc,
Right.
you have
That's
killed
right.
us. This is good money for us. Because in
That's
Ghana,
right.
1,000 Ghana a month is like it's the city dollar is 12,000. So that's a lot
Yeah.
of money. So you've made my day. If you can get us about these data entry jobs in Ghana, I'll make the first call to Dr.
Good.
Edichum so that we
Good.
can facilitate that. You can create jobs for these young people. Doc, somebody has a question. Reagan says, watching you from Ghana, if you have BSc statistics background, what skill set do you think that I can employ this in? Doc, he has a background in statistics.
Statistics is a very good background. Someone like that with the BS in statistics, you should not have any problem learning coding because of the way you've been trained to think. Statisticians are trained to solve problems.
Mhm.
Okay, so you can any company will employ you to teach you how to do coding because you find it very easy. If you can
Okay.
find a place, a company in Ghana or even online that is offering coding courses, even if it's a certificate course, go ahead and take it. Okay, and
Okay.
that's your credentials because you're very, very, very marketable. You
Mhm.
have a skill that's
Doc,
very
can you do the MIT online? Do they
yeah.
have anything on coding you can do?
Yeah, hang on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Look. So, Reagan, the doc is trying to get you the MIT. And doc, if you have the link, you can send it to me, and I'll post it online so that the young people can click on the link. It will take them to MIT website and apply for the
Okay.
online course and get the skill set there. It's good to help all these people, and I'm so happy that you have said that you are planning to get all these data entry jobs to Ghana. Um, to create at least about 1,000 jobs in Ghana won't be a bad idea at all, because a lot of the young people are really desperate and looking for jobs. So Reagan, Doc is trying to get the information for you where you can learn coding, get a coding certificate, apply for a job, and
Okay.
bingo, you're good to go. Doc, do you have it?
The MIT course is called MIT Open Courseware. I'm gonna put the link in your thing.
Good.
It's called Open Courseware.
Okay.
So you can send it to them and then
Yeah.
they can go and check what's available.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. It's in there.
So Doc, I'm copying the link. I'm posting the link there. Please click on the link. It will take you to MIT, and then use it to apply, pick up the skills. This will be very good for you.
Yeah, it's called MIT Open Courseware, and it's all the courses are free.
Oh, okay. MIT Open Courseware.
Yeah, I decided to put it on there just for folks all over the world who wants to learn, take any course without worrying about money.
Okay, so I've just posted the link there. Go there is the and that's why I've projected the link on the screen. So this is www.ocw.mit.edu. This is the link. Click on the link. They're free courses. Courses you can doctors you can apply, do it. It's free. Acquire some skills coding, and it will make you very, very marketable. Another young man has a question, Ralph from Ponya. I say it depends on you. But I will suggest that you apply to science. Okay, listen to what Doc is saying. Don't be listening to anybody. There are also people who, when we are doing this, they come and they are giving all sorts of apple. Listen to the doctor who teaches in the university, who has over 30 years of experience. Let him guide you, please. Don't, Michael Ifa Bimpon says, what about those who hold a degree in English, linguistics, and I don't know, languages? Doc, do you know of any opportunities there in languages?
Well, there's no waste in degree in education. If you're education in any area, there's no waste. But you have to make a determination where you want to use it for. If you want to, depends on what you want to do with it. If you want to teach, yes, there's many opportunities for teaching with English, or even interpretation. Linguistics. If you want to work at an embassy, you interpret. For the embassy, the different things you can do with it. But it depends on where your interest is, what you're interested in.
Okay. Joyce Ejeba, Joyce says, what about those who have degree in nursing? Joyce, Doc has spoken about it. You go to South Africa and do the NCLEX. Do the NCLEX, please. Go to South Africa. And he says that in Massachusetts, where he lives and works, they are looking for nurses. They are looking for nurses. But you need to have the NCLEX, the board exams. It's like a license to work in the US. So you need that. So if you have a degree in nursing, you are 90% halfway through. Right? Just go to South Africa. There is visa free now for Ghanaians. Go there, get the NCLEX, pass the NCLEX, and let me know. Then I'll put you in contact with Doc, and then he will link you up with the Massachusetts people. Okay. I think somebody, Mam Pesiba Asigri. It says, if you are please, what about the certificate in nursing? It's the same thing. You need to get whether certificate or degree. You need to get the NCLEX. That's what Doc is saying. Without the NCLEX, they can't employ you in Massachusetts. They are looking for the nurses in Massachusetts, but you need the NCLEX, right? You need the NCLEX. Max Kobe Parkwesi, he says, Doc, what about those who have HND in procurement and marketing? You spoke earlier on about marketing.
Yeah, marketing is another area. Marketing or procurement, purchasing, all those areas, it should be very marketable, because every company has to deal with that area, those areas. Even schools, we have in my office, we have a purchasing director. That's all they do. They're in charge of procurement. So you just look for areas or places that you want to work. If you want to work in the US, you can look online and see companies. And if you want to work in Ghana, the same thing, because some of the companies now actually, let me say this here. Some of the companies are hiring people who will work remotely. Which essentially means you don't have to be there. They will give you your assignment, and then as long as you perform it the way they require you to, of course they will have you log on to the laptop or computer at some point, and still make sure that you're logged on at all times, so just to show that you're working. Okay. But some of the companies have remote openings.
Okay. So remote jobs is also a good information. This is Doc. Today you are making my day. You're really making my day. Doc says remote jobs. It's also a big thing in the Western countries, the US, Canada, UK. A lot of companies employ people to work remotely, so they work from home. So it means I have a cousin who lives on the Spinters Road. He lost his father just recently. He used to live in Germany. Now, because it's where he does IT, the same IT job that Doc is talking about, he has a job. The job allows him to work remotely. So now he moves to Ghana, where the cost of living is lower than Germany, and he's working to Germany. He's paid in euros, right? He's my cousin. He lives on the Spinters Road.
Yeah, I know people living in Ghana and working with IT companies. You can work remotely. You see, if you have the skills.
Okay, so we have a testimony from Ralph from Poya. It said, if you are through your education and the interviews you do, I have gotten an offer in Montclair State University and University of Canada West to pursue MBA in business analytics. So God bless you and the people you bring on the show for doing that. Thank you so much, Ralph.
Congratulations.
Yeah. In fact, I have two schools. A friend of mine, his children, two of his children are in Weber State University. Because of this program, he just called me, was like, can you help my children? They finished school, they want to get to, and they are finishing their first semester in Utah, and we just help them through this program. So two of them are in Utah right now. Beyond Tifo, I don't know if that's your name. He says, is cybersecurity recommended, please? Yes, Prof has recommended cybersecurity. Prof, cybersecurity. Is it one of the high-paying IT jobs?
It's another big area. It's high-paying and it's growing. And it's growing in leaps and bounds. It's just every day you see something going on. This one, I was thinking about sending something out to my company, tell them to beware of some of these things. People are, scams going on. We need cybersecurity people. So if you have that skill, it's high-paying and it's really in high demand. Okay. And if you don't have it, go for any certification. There's a bunch of certification, cybersecurity certification online that you can apply to.
Doc, somebody wants me to ask you about midwifery, but before that, if somebody has a cybersecurity, say a certificate from Ghana, would your university employ such a person?
Yeah, the thing is,
You do that?
there are standard certifications.
Okay.
If it doesn't matter where you do it, but if you go online, there are standard certifications
Mhm,
that you can get.
mhm.
As long as it's one of those certifications, doesn't matter where you got it from.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you see the importance of the IT skills we are talking about. Doc says in the IT field, it doesn't matter whether your certificate is from Ghana, is from India, they have standards. So once you have the standardized certificate, they will employ you to work. So focus. IT is big. It's a big day for IT people if you are doing IT. So, Doc, Jerry is asking about midwifery. The University of Massachusetts. I think the hospital. You said what's the name of the hospital again? Where they are looking
UMass.
for the nurses. UMass.
UMass. Yeah.
Okay.
UMass Memorial.
Okay. UMass Memorial. Are they looking for midwives? So somebody asked about midwifery as well.
Yeah, midwifery is also in demand. Midwifery is an area that it's we don't have many people interested in that area, so there's very few of them. That for that reason alone, I think it's also going to be growing because of the fact that not too many people are going to midwifery. When I talk about starting your own business, that's also another area that you can easily start your own business because of the fact that even in Ghana, it's very high demand. If you have a midwifery set up in any location, in the cities, the towns, I think you're going to have a good customer base.
Even if you decide to do home call, I've not seen that. But when we were growing up, for instance, there was this midwifery place in Tema Comty 8, I think. I grew up in Comty 9, but in Comty 8, there was B maternity. And this is an older woman who used to do house to house, like all the pregnant women. And I don't know why in these modern days, we have not even thought of putting even midwifery online, like midwifery on wheels, like midwifery services on wheels, where you go to the houses of the pregnant women. And instead of them going to the hospital for antenatal, you do it. Take a data and put all the data of maybe their BP, their sugar level,
Yep.
the position of the baby and everything online, where you share it with maybe Kolebu. There must be. I have a friend. I just recently sent him a text message. And I was saying that, look, have we even thought about, for instance, in the US, they have these lab results. Nobody carries their lab results to around hospitals. When you have a blood work at LabCorp, your doctor knows that your
Right.
report goes to your doctor.
Right.
And nobody carries them around. Your x-ray reports don't go around. We see people sitting in buses and they are carrying their x-rays. You don't do that in the US. So why can't we have a digital platform where all laboratory work, blood work, everything is all linked to your hospitals? Like every doctor, every nurse has access to that platform.
As soon
An
as you
IT
do
person
it,
should be able to come up with that in Ghana for us, and that would be good money.
well, that's what we're talking about. So as soon as you do the test, your doctor knows what happened. But this is an area that you're right. This is an area that those of you interested in IT and coding and software development, it's a matter of writing the program that will do that. So if you know a little bit of these things, just put a business plan together and see if you can start your own thing in Ghana, where you will be connecting all the doctors to the lab centers. They're not the lab centers are how many? They're not too many of them. So if you get the list and connect them to the doctors, anytime you put in, you make an input at your terminal in the lab office, your doctor can see the same thing.
Yeah,
He gets an alert that
because if you go to the hospital, all my doctor needs is my name, my first, my last name, and my date of birth, and it will pull up every lab work, every test, everything, information, medical information. It will pull it up. And because they have, I think they have what they call HIPAA act or law or something like that. You
compliance.
can't
HIPAA
share the
compliance.
information.
Yeah.
And I think we have something like that in Ghana. So
You should.
some IT person should come up with that platform to help the hospitals and
I
to help the
recommend.
patients too.
Yeah, I recommend and I challenge those of you listening and interested in IT to come up with something like that. If you're able to make it in Ghana, other countries may even come and they'll be interested in it. Nigeria, all the other countries may say, "Oh, we want that technology." We don't always have to play catch up. You can also start from the beginning. Right now, everything is online. There's something called Google. If you have Google, you know everything. Google things and see how you can write a program like that. And once you do it, other countries may come to Ghana and say, listen, we want to learn your technology because it's a good idea.
We could even sell it to Nigeria because I don't think they
Inside
have that
Nigeria.
information there. Doc, Michaela says she has she's looking for opportunity. She did biology and she's looking for any opportunity there. What can she do as biology? What is the career path?
Biology has also several areas. One of the main areas is medical school. Okay, because if you did biology, then most likely you've qualified or you've done all the pre-medical courses required to go to medical school in the United States. Okay, I talked about doing science before. When you do that, it opens doors. You can do that. The other one was also go to a master's degree program where that way you'll be heading towards teaching. In high school and college. Okay, another area is also research. Also branch into research. It depends on your interest. If you're interested in research, I have my daughter. She did biology also in University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill, and then she was into research. She said she wanted to be in research, so she went on and did a PhD, and now she's a researcher and teacher at the same UNC. So it depends on where you're interested, the area that you're interested in. Okay, if you're interested in teaching or research or medical school, it's several paths for you.
Okay. So Jacqueline Anajua is asking for help. You said you just finished your MPhil work part 1. Please don't put me to shame. If you have done MPhil, there's no reason why you should be asking somebody to help you, right? I've posted the link. That's the link on the screen. Click on it. If this is not the link, go back to 3 weeks ago. We did I did an interview with a PhD researcher in the UK. There are plenty of opportunities in the UK as well. Watch that video. I added the links to that video. You can, if it's PhD you want to do after your MPhil, your opportunities there. They even pay you in the UK for your PhD. Don't ask anybody to help you because you will have to pay unless you are ready to pay for it, right? But if you have done MPhil, research is your area, so don't put me to shame by asking somebody for help when you have an MPhil. Seriously, you are putting your MPhil living to shame. Okay, don't do that. So somebody is also asking another question. George Kwame, you said I haven't asked your question. Please, George, ask your question again because we are just about to end. Moses Capstone says, if you please ask Doc about BSc in chemistry, another fantastic area. Doc, chemistry.
Terrific. If you already have you ever had a BSc in chemistry? You do? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, he says he has BSc in chemistry.
Chemistry also opens up all kinds of ways. Chemistry, if you know chemistry, most likely you've done all the course requirements that will allow you to enter medical school in the US. Okay. The other thing is also research. You can also get into research with your chemistry degree. The other area is also manufacturing. Okay. Chemical, someone like you, a pharmaceutical company would love to have you. Companies that make medicine. There's some things that they do in the lab that I'm not familiar with that, but they do that chemists are very important there. So again, you two also the same thing. As long as you have a sound foundation, as you can see, there's all kinds of branches. You can also go to teaching if that's what you want. If you decide, okay, I want to be teaching in high school or in primary school, or even in college, let me just go get a PhD and I can go and teach. But you have all kinds of opportunities.
You can also even branch into the nursing and midwifery we are talking about. Do the NCLEX and you have
easily.
Yeah.
Easily. You can do nursing with the chemistry background very easily. You know this, so you have the science foundation. You can do it easily. Or pharmacy,
Yeah, pharmacy. Yeah. Tom Craig says that what if I don't have any degree and for now, but I have IT certification? Please, I think you joined us late. Doc says you don't need a degree in IT. Once you have a certificate, that means the standard, you get a job immediately. You get a job immediately. So if you are into IT, please hold on to it. Because IT is one of the high-paying jobs now. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
Let me say this also, if I may. The thing is, this is the thing with education. Education is not an end itself. It's a means to an end. Either it's a degree or a certificate. Once you get the education, it's up to you to actually start knocking on doors. Okay, doing the footwork and knocking on doors. Start and look everywhere. Ask any question that you have. Look for the opportunities, because if people will not give you the jobs, sometimes you don't even get what you deserve. Okay, so you have to continue. It's up to you to. I know people who have master's degrees here who are driving cabs. Not that it's bad, but because they tell you they can't find a job. I said, well, You have to, go out there and see what's out there. And then when people say no, or when one door is closed, another one will be open. When people say no, don't let it discourage you, and then you keep asking and keep going.
Mm,
You find something.
Okay, so very important information. Peter Entry says, "Thank you for the education. I applied for a program in Missouri S&T, and I was offered admission after my 3 days of application. That's very good. That's impressive.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah. That's very impressive. Okay, somebody's the people are even bringing that politics into it. Benjamin says, if yeah, I got to know the real you before the MPP presidential prime is very diabolic. Okay, diabolism doesn't increase Ghana's public debt to 600,000. Right? Being diabolic is good. It's cool. It's kind of cool. I think Evans Mensah and I we pride ourselves with being diabolic. So that's a very good description of me. Diabolic. And diabolism doesn't affect Ghana's public debt. Neither does it affect S. Gracia. We don't take S. Gracia for being diabolic. So that's by the way. Osei says, I just graduated with MSc Data Science and I'm proficient in Python, R, SQL. I think, Doc, this is IT. You would understand all these things. He says,
Wow.
what are the opportunities available to him?
Data science is a huge area. You're really in good company. Please don't sit down. Make sure that you put your name out there and go online, okay? And do again, do Google search for opportunities. You see a whole list of things. Your area is going to be loaded with all kinds of opportunities. You just dig through it and then make sure that you get something quick, because you're in a very good place. You can do data science. You also do cybersecurity. Your area, data mining is a huge area. You're in a good place. Well done. Congratulations.
Okay. So that's your answer there. Kwabna Yeboy says, please, I have a diploma in BSc education. Do I qualify to get a job, a school in the US with a scholarship? Yes. I think last week we spoke about that, and Doc has spoken about education. You can do your if you have a BSc, you can do a master's in education, and you get scholarship. Weber State University is a good place. The fees, the tuition is very minimal, and plus they have scholarship. If you don't get scholarship, you can apply for Empower. Empower gives a tuition funding for international students. So look up Empower, just Google Empower and it will come up. They have information. So, and I have linked to some of the schools from my previous videos. Please go to YouTube. It's Vim Lady Online. If you go to YouTube, I have videos. I put the links in the comments. I don't know, people don't check, and they still inbox me and ask for the link. The links are in the comment section. So look for, especially like those who are talking about nursing. Finland has opened admissions. They have good scholarship opportunities there. They are even offering 100% scholarship in Finland for nursing. And I have videos on that with Dr. Sante. It's on YouTube. So check it out and do it yourself. James Mensah says engineering. Doc, you spoke earlier about the STEM. Engineering is part of STEM, right?
Right. It's a very good area also. And again, it depends on the engineering area that you do. But engineering, any type of engineering, is very good. My son is right now doing engineering himself in Northeastern University here in Boston. But it is a very good area.
Okay. So, Stephen Esiedu said, what do you think about computer engineering and its future? Stephen Esiedu, Doc has already spoken about that. The link on your screen is the link to the MIT page. They have free courses for computer engineering, IT things that you can do that will improve, your chances of getting a good job, right? So that will be very good for you. Jacqueline, you say you are doing MPhil. I don't know why you are still asking somebody to help you, Jacqueline. Please, you are disappointing me right now, but focus. You can do it yourself, unless maybe you don't have time. All right. Ahinkan Bosch and Nelson says Educhum is a digital man. Yeah, I'm really happy that Prof wants to collaborate with Educhum to bring some of the data entry jobs to Ghana. That will really be a game changer for us. Dennis Logan said, please, Itefa, can you help us with the website to the hospital so that we can make more inquiries? Doc, you mentioned the name UMass, right?
Yeah, UMass.
UMass, yes. But Dennis Logan, UMass will not employ you if you don't have NCLEX. All right. So I suggest that go to South Africa and get the NCLEX. Then you can contact UMass and they can employ you. All right. They will employ you and even do the visa processes for you. because they really need nurses. They really need nurses. So don't worry yourself about the rest. Okay, just get the NCLEX. Lord Fred, he says, please ask Doc about business analytics. Doc, business analytics. I don't know if
That's
it's in
another.
the 18 of the IT.
No, it's part of this IT. Okay, then it's a very good area. They're talking about
Mhm,
technical writings and things like that. Those
mhm,
when you once you do those in software development,
mhm,
once you
mhm,
write a program, there's a document that goes with it with
mhm,
instructions, technical writing. That's part of the business analytics. Or
mhm,
finding out an issue that you're dealing with in
mhm,
IT, the business side. There's two sides. There's business side of things, the sales and all that, and then there's actual technical side of things.
mhm,
That
mhm.
person can also be employed there. Again,
Okay.
make sure that you're not selling yourself short. Look around. Google things is, if you have access to a computer, go to
Mhm,
google.com and put in there jobs for business analytics. You
mhm.
find plenty. There will be so many that will
Okay.
come up.
Okay, okay. So that's the answer for you. Hazizi Ayuba, Hazizi, I see you. Thank you so much. Why? Thank you so much. Fred Danko says, if you ask Doc about the BSc in accounting, Doc, I don't know any accounting. Is accounting one of the highest paying jobs
Accounting is high
around
paid.
the
It's
world?
high paid, but the accounting, I think accounting is specific to Ghana. I'm not sure. I'm not too versed in that. But I think the accounting system that you study in Ghana may not be the same as, because it
The
involves
US.
different tax systems and
Yeah.
different laws. But again, it's up to you to look into it because
Mhm,
you should be able to find a good job in Ghana with accounting, though,
mhm.
because I'm sure that many companies will need an
Mhm,
accountant.
mhm, mhm. And if you can't, oh, you can always apply to do maybe a graduate program in,
MBA,
because like Doc says the US tax laws are different, and accounting
yeah,
usually is a tax issue. So the laws are different. Unless you want to
different
study
laws.
US tax laws, right? Then you can get it. In the US, there are a lot of people who even do tax filing for people, and they make good money.
Yeah,
They file taxes for people because it's only in Ghana that we don't file tax. Something that Banredu was trying to introduce to Ghana. Ghana, we don't like paying taxes because usually we also don't see what the tax money is used for. But in the US where they actually see what the tax is being used for, people
yeah,
file their taxes every year. Because
it's big
you know
business.
that provision in the US law where you file your taxes and you get some kind of tax rebate.
Yeah,
We have the same thing in Ghana. So if
yeah.
you look after your mother, if you look after your wife, your children, you look after maybe your grandparents and all that. We in under Ghana tax
Get money
laws,
back. Yeah,
you get some money back. I didn't know that until I studied the small tax law with one of my
that
lecturers
is
in
big
class.
business. You encourage
Yeah,
them to go into
it's
tax law.
big
It's very
business
big
in the
business.
US. And we have to start making it a big business in Ghana too. Government must start giving people part of their tax money in Ghana. Then it will encourage people to pay more taxes. So this one, finance minister, you have to work on it with Godfrey Dam and Attorney General to ensure that when encourage people to file their taxes and give us something small, even if it's 1,000 Ghana every month, we pay more tax, give us 1,000 Ghana, and people will be, pushed to pay more taxes. Okay, so Doc, Kweku active. Kweku, you're asking about marketing. Doc has already answered the questions on marketing, and you said you have a degree in communication studies. Okay, that one I can answer. Social media marketing, social media coordination is a big business around the world now. It's also a lot of these social media coordination jobs are remote. It's part of the IT jobs. So people are doing managing social media accounts for people and they're getting good money. So if you have a background in communication, I beg you, try. I don't know if you did social media as part of it. Maybe you can get a certificate in social media management and that can put you in another level. Kweku active. That will put
Or
you in another level. Doc.
maybe if you can also add website design. That's
Okay.
also part of social media or marketing. If you can
Okay.
really learn, it's not difficult now. Now they have a program that will walk you through it. If you can learn website design,
Mhm.
you'll be very marketable.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can even
Okay.
work remotely.
Okay, okay. So website design, another fantastic area you can push. One of the guys who used to do manage my website for me, he didn't get a degree or anything.
No,
He
you
just
don't need
studied
it.
it in one of those cyber internet cafes, and
Yeah.
now he handles the website of big people, and he makes good money in Ghana for that. Kwame Jan, you said I should read your message, but I'm not seeing your message. Oh, please, I keep seeing Sister Fia, please read my message, but I'm not seeing your actual message. So please send a message again. Abdul Rashid says, if you have BA in geography education, Doc, I don't know about geography. You are in academia. Geography is it one of the high paying areas?
Geography is, again, your area is probably heading more towards teaching. Okay. If you're interested in teaching, maybe get a teacher certification or a master's degree with it, then you can yes, you can get into teaching. Yeah.
Okay, so he says geography. Somebody is saying that the empower rate is too much. Share. You chrome cry loan. No be loan. Now you are talking about empower rate is too much. If you get admission to the US and you work as a student, you are entitled to work. Your student visa allows you to work 20 hours a week. I know a lot of Ghanaian students who do aside jobs where they take over the counter kind of money. You can make enough money to pay the empower loan. You don't you people don't understand opportunity. All you need is opportunity. People are taking the desert to go to places to go and work. You get a school, you get admission, you get scholarship. Maybe you have scholarship. You are taking an empower loan and you are saying it's expensive. Take it, study, you come back, work and pay it. In the US, a lot of people have student loans. Some of them have been paying student loan for, you pay it. You don't need, and in the US, nobody will chase you to pay your student loan. If you can pay it, maybe say $50 every month, that's it. They don't mind as long as you are paying. Okay, so you take advantage of the opportunities Doc is telling you about. Don't look. They say that when you drink water, you don't look at whatever is around it. Focus on the water you are drinking. Okay. Adeline has a question. Doc, he says architecture. Is that one of the high paying areas, skills
Architecture is also
areas?
very good. Architecture is very good. Again, for me, I think this is one of the areas which you can really set up your own practice very easily. Your own business with design and do it yourself instead of having waiting for company to employ you. But it is a very good area. Most of these things you have to really be out there and just look around and see what's available. And also, of course, based on what your needs are, because everyone has their own needs. If I want to, sometimes what you want is not what I want. Even though we have the same degrees, but based on your needs, you can find something.
Okay, Doc, we've spent an hour. I promise you that we'll be doing just 45 minutes. So any wrap up the key areas, skill areas that wrap it up so that key areas people should look at if you want a high paying jobs. Which area? Nursing, IT. Round it up again for me.
Okay. First, I want to say that I want to thank everyone for the opportunity to be with you this afternoon. Now, the reason why, for me, anyways, this program is important to me is because of the fact that we have so many of our youth that are unemployed. The government has been good enough to us to give us free SHS education. What does that mean? That means we have more graduates coming out of our high schools than before. And it's all our responsibility, a collective responsibility to make sure that our youth are employed, either home or abroad, whatever the opportunities are. Otherwise, if you have idle hands or walking around with nothing to do, that's going to breed something that we would not like as a society. Okay, so whatever you can do, make sure that you're engaged and you're doing something that is benefiting you and your family. That's the main thing. Most people, as I know, are not interested in becoming rich. All they want to do is just make sure they feed themselves, have a place to sleep, and that's it. Their children going to school, good schools, and that's it. Most people will be happy with that. Okay, so make sure that you stay engaged. Now, some of the things that I've talked about before, the areas that are high paying, many of them are in IT. Of course, that's my field. It's software development, coding. If you have the opportunity to learn coding, that's great. Go in that area. I think will be rewarding to you. Another area is nursing. Whether you're a registered nurse or a certified nursing assistant, CNA, it's also very good. We have a sales area, sales management, sales marketing, real estate are also areas. Another area that I want to point to your attention, I don't know if people get the opportunity to do this, is when you talk about handiwork, people who want to have a craft, it's plumbing. Plumbing. There's also aircraft. Aircraft mechanic is also another area. I don't know how you get the training.
Wow, aircraft mechanic.
Aircraft mechanic is another area that pays very well, and that we don't have enough people doing that job around the world. So if you know how to fix planes, when the plane lands, those are the people that go around and give it gas, fill the gas, the petrol, and then make sure that everything is running right, the oil is up to date. They check things. those people are making a lot of money, believe it or not.
Mm,
Okay,
mm,
so
mm,
those are some of the areas. Of course, there are many areas, but those are some of the areas that
mm.
are very good, and hopefully
Doc,
you'll stay
Doc, go
engaged.
on. Doc, and I know I said that round it up, but is there, I don't know, is there an advice you give to Ghana government? Because you just spoke about aircraft mechanics. Isn't there a way that Ghana can set up maybe a school where we say that, look, these are the high paying jobs in America, in UK, in Canada. Let us train our people in this area, send them out, let them work, even if they don't work for our families. A lot of these Ghanaians abroad brings the money into Ghana's economy. The last time I checked, Bloomberg said we're bringing in an excess of 6 billion into Ghana, foreign remittances alone. Isn't there a way that Ghana government can say that we're training people in, say, nursing, in, say, midwifery, IT, coding, all the aircraft in mechanics, send them out, let them work and bring the money into Ghana? What advice would you give Ghana government in terms of that?
Well, I'll be surprised if the government doesn't already have an aircraft career, aircraft mechanic training center. I'm sure they do. It's just a matter of finding out what they are. Now, as far as the youth employment is concerned, I think what we need to do is the government to work with our private sector. Okay, work with private sector hand in hand, because we need to create jobs. The students are going to continue graduating from our colleges and universities, and we need to create jobs that will absorb these students. But it has to be a partnership between private and government. About several months ago in August, we invited some Ghanaian political leaders, and some business to come to Worcester and meet with the Chamber of Commerce. There was a lot of exchanges that went on. Such exchanges, I think, is going to be fruitful in the future, where there will be partnership formed. Okay, so the government should encourage the private sector to really, those are the people that employ people. The government has capacity to employ so many, but to have a good, robust employment future, we need to work with they need to work with the private sector to create them. So someone like me, who is willing to come in and make sure we set up a data center or a place where there be say a help desk center that will respond to help desk, if there's any issues with computers and the technology in all kinds of ways. I think they should open up the door for us, and let's work together and making sure that we implement something that will employ a huge amount of our children. The students that are coming out of colleges and universities, they need to be employed. And that's something that should be number one on anyone's radar. The politicians, the business people, the youth, you're also part of it. Make sure that making sure that your voices are heard, that we need jobs, because we need to provide for you or we have no future.
Okay. So, Doc, thank you so much. There's a young man who came late. He said he just wants to set up a business in the central region, but his problem is how to get gigs. Now, I think that if you do the course Doc is talking about, data entry, you can easily get a job which is remote. And Doc said there are a lot of remote jobs. You can get it, and from Cape Coast, you can start a business in Cape Coast doing data entry for people. And I think even a lot of businesses are looking for data entry people. They don't say, but in Ghana, once you go to a place and you fill the form, everybody's digitizing now. I mean, our passport is digitized, Ghana card is digitized, the banks are digitized. Now, if you go to the bank, they have IT managers. All these are new jobs that are coming up. And you can go to Kofi Annan ICT Center. They have courses you can do, Kofi Annan ITC, and most of their courses are standardized. So do it, get a certificate, and then look for a cyber jobs. I'll do another program and link you up to cyber jobs that you can do from Ghana. Cyber jobs, and I'll bring an IT person another time. Doc can come back and talk about specific IT jobs, just IT jobs. We'll talk about that, how to even search them on Google. I can bring Doc back to talk about that, so that it will not be about schools. This one will just be talking about jobs, cyber jobs, and then we'll move on from there. So, but the reason why we do this is to help you to fill the forms yourself, look for the courses or the programs yourself. Okay, because there are lots of agents, but you pay the agent. So if you have no problem paying the agent, that's not a headache for us, because people offer their services for a job too. So, Gifty Clue, we answered your question on the procurement. There are jobs you can do, but it would be good to upgrade your certificate, and it will add value to, because nowadays there's a lot of people are doing procurement online. So if you have an IT background, adding to your certificate, I think that will also open the doors for you in some of the things that you can do and the opportunities that will be available to you. Doc, thank you so much for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you all for the opportunity. Good
Thank
day.
you. Okay, good day. Busavo, thank you so much. I think that we speak English, but sometimes I forget myself and I mix it with Akan. So that was Dr. Dade. He teaches in one of the universities in the US. So that's why he left us with the link on the screen. Is the link to MIT, and I'll post it on my YouTube on Vim Lady Online. I'll post it on my YouTube so that you can gladly click on the link. Start. It's a free course, but you add value to yourself and it will help you. Okay, it's a free course. Go to the MIT page, upgrade your skills, and then you get a good job to do. Doc Adade teaches at Worcester State University. Worcester State University is Massachusetts, and Massachusetts is where Harvard is. They have they have huge opportunities in Harvard. So click on the link. Don't forget it. Click on the link. And if you have any difficulty, inbox me, and I'll probably share some other links with you. For instance, the nursing schools in Finland who have started admission, click inbox me and I'll send you the link to those places, and you can continue from there. I mean, with the free SHS, we have so many people who are coming out. It's our job to open the opportunities and let people know that there are opportunities in other countries. And as Amachi they did the song some time ago, include us one. If there are no jobs in Ghana, you can get a job in America, you can get a job in UK, you can get a job in Canada, you can get a job in Nigeria, you can get a job in Gambia. There are no Ghana. There's a whole community in Gambia. They do fish business, and there's a good job for them there. So, broaden your horizon and get a job elsewhere. Okay. My name is Efia Poke, and thank you so much if you joined me today. If you didn't join me, watch it later on. There's no problem. Click on the link, get the skills you want, and we'll continue again next week. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Good evening.